Hey y'all, this is the podcast where I just read the update letter as I wrote it. So here it goes. Family and friends, I hope this update finds you well. As we reflect on this past month, it's clear that God is working powerfully in our lives and through the ministry here in El Progreso, Jutiapa, Guatemala. Truly, He is worth it. This month, our family embraced the theme of travel, celebrating significant milestones for our youngest. Danny turned 10. And I took him on a special trip. Our explorations included the breathtaking views of the ancient Mayan ruins. During our visit, the Lord led me to speak about the theme of work with Danny. Lots of conversations explored how God designed us to work and many other principles associated with the biblical worldview of work. We reflected on how this concept predates the fall and is part of God's perfect creation, especially for us men. He created us to be a part of His work, and He has a plan for Danny. It was a great bonding experience, plus deepening our understanding of God's purpose through the history of Guatemala. Please understand me. There was still plenty of swimming, stand-up paddleboards, and lots of good food and treats along the way. Sara also had her birthday this month, and we took a much-needed husband-wife trip to El Salvador. It was amazing to reconnect, just the two of us. It has been more than 2 years since we could get away for a few nights like that. To experience and witness the incredible changes happening in that country was a privilege. The leadership there has provided new opportunities and made a massive change in that country, and we felt blessed to see God's hand at work there. Despite our travels, we kept up our weekly family sign language workshops up in the mountains running smoothly. We are seeing a growing interest from siblings and family members of the deaf in El Jardín, which is encouraging. However, it has been heartbreaking to witness the deep poverty that surrounds us. As one author has put it, there's also a poverty of purpose, which is just as heartbreaking. Only God can provide the solutions these families need, and we trust Him to work in their lives. It's not all rosy here, for sure. Our efforts have struggled with the class in Valencia due to a lack of attendance. We made the tough decision to pause those classes and focus on the community in El Jardín. I will keep up with the house visits in Valencia and try to win them over. But the families don't see the need to communicate with their kids. And the few deaf adults I have met say they don't have any time. We've established a strong relationship with the village leaders in Valencia, which is very encouraging. So we are hopeful it's just a pause right now. We plan to start the water filter initiative to reach out to residents we don't know yet and to help them with the simple but essential thing of clean water. Although I'm still in search of one crucial part for the filters, the village president from El Jardín is supposed to help me this week source it. I believe God is using these challenges to deepen our friendships and our partnerships here. Last month, we also marked our first anniversary in El Progreso. What a whirlwind year it has been. But we are so grateful for the experiences we've had and the relationships we've built. We participated in a day of stove installations and a follow-up clinic with Ministries. The boys did another round of follow-ups while Sara and I were away in El Salvador, showcasing their translating skills. One of our highlights was a trip to Coban to collaborate with an established ministry that has been mentoring/caring for us in Ministries. We participated in a short-term group from Miami to observe and learn about their unique ministry model in Ministries in Coban. Together, we hiked into the mountains to install a stove for a widow. It was a beautiful representation of the body of Christ serving one another, making it clear that God is orchestrating our connections for His glory. As we navigate the challenges of this mission, we constantly see the fingerprints of God before us. He has opened doors and provided relational support in incredible ways. Although the mission field can be tough, we feel immensely blessed to be here, serving the people and the deaf in Guatemala. Financially, we remain in a strong position. Just this month, 114% of our budget came in. You are all so faithful. Thank you. We are deeply grateful for your continued support and prayers. Your love for our family is a tremendous encouragement. As we look ahead, we anticipate being able to work on the house setup to welcome short-term visitors and teams, an integral part of our ministry focus. Not much happened on that this month. There is so much opportunity to advocate for the deaf community and to pave the way for future workers. We feel the urgency in Jesus' words that the harvest is great, but the workers are few. I think this house will become a door for future workers in this field. We invite you to join us in prayer as we seek to serve faithfully. We look forward to connecting with many of you at our prayer meeting on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please take a look below for our prayer guide and meeting link here. Our prayer praises. Successful family trips and milestones celebrated. A growth in our sign language class in El Jardín. Strong relationships built with community leaders. Awesome friends and mentors in the country with the Lewis and Doppenberg families. Great time away with just Sara and I. How well schooling is going through on this online school. Praise for our church, which provided sign language translation for the message last week. Plus the friendships we have there are life-giving. Praise that even though we are bumping around down here figuring things out, God is such a good provider through you all. He gives us just what we need when we need it, financially and otherwise. Our prayer request this month. Continued guidance and provision for the water filter project. Help in sourcing the remaining part for the filters. Strength and wisdom for our family as we navigate life and ministry here. The boys killed it in school with their grades. That was a first for them because the school is all online now. That the families of the deaf in Valencia would be soft towards wanting to communicate with their kids, and they would try to learn sign language with them. Pray for a quick and smooth time fixing up the house, that it would become a door for future workers into this field. We're hoping to move in there by February. Yeah, there's still nothing on my FBI background checked. It might just be the fingerprints were not done well enough, but we have to wait on the process. Pray that we effectively teach sign language and minister to this forgotten people group. Pray that there is a great breakthrough for over 1 million deaf who don't know Jesus or any language. Thank you for standing with us in prayer and support. We are truly blessed to serve God here in Guatemala, to love and serve the deaf. Be blessed, the Johnsons.